Hello students, welcome back. Class 12. Today I am discussing data frame topic, and I want to use some statistical functions and other basic details we can display. Okay, so same example I am taking. Okay, so you can see this is our data frame. First we understand import pandas as PD, because pandas is our library, and in this library so many functions, because with the help of this function we can reduce our coding, but this function we directly cannot use. So first we create a reference variable as PD. With the help of PD we can access all the functions which are available in pandas. So first our function is data frame. So with the help of PD we can access data frame function. The definition of function already mentioned is pandas library. So with the help of PD to data frame we will create month column, sales 1 column, sales 2 column and sales 3 columns, and this is value you can see Jan, Feb, March 576 358 147. We know this thing, and I want to display this data frame. So I want to save this program and run this program again. So you can see the output of this data frame. Okay, so you can see this time you can see we have 3 rows, okay, and 4 columns you can see. So this is our basic need, but today I want to show some new thing for you. So here I want to copy this axis function. I want to copy and I want to paste here. Okay, here I am using axis function. Okay, so it shows the structure detail of data frame. Okay, so I want to save and run this program. Okay, now you can see here axis will give, first it will display the row. So you can see our default index start 0 and our last index is our 3. Okay, 3 means 1 less, so we can understand 2. So in 0 row, first row, second row. Step 1 means after 0 row it will come 1, after 1 it will come 2. So we can see 0, 1, 2. But this information you can see in this style. Start 0, stop 3, always 1 extra and step 1. Okay. So this is our row default index information. Now we have another dimension, column. So column index. So in 0 position month, in 1 position sales, in 2 position sales 2, in 3 position sales 3. Inside we can understand in 0 position index column index, in 0 position column index month, in 1 position column index sales 1, in 2 position column index sales 2, and in 3 column index we can see 0, 1, 2, 3 our sales 3. So here next thing you can see I want to index. Okay, index. Okay, you can see index. This is our column index. This is our column index. So you can see month, sales 1, sales 2, sales 3. Okay, data type we can say object. Object means here month, sales 1, sales 2. This is our string data, so it will display in data type object. So here axis function show which new thing, it display our column default index. Okay, one thing, and it will also display column index thing. So when you want to display only row index information and you want to see column index information, only index information, index may be row, index may be columns. So you can use axis method, x dot axis. Okay, so it will display the structural detail, technical detail you can see. So row default index and column your label index you can see. So this type of information it will display. Okay. Now next thing is here I am using count function separately. I want to copy and I want to paste, and I want to save and run this program again. Now you can see here I am simply using an entire data frame. Here I am using .count function. In entire data frame I have used .count function. So it will count everything. Okay. So you can see in this output you can understand this output show here I am reduced the, so it will display month 3. Month 3 means here Jan, Feb, March, total 3 set of value. In cells 1 also we have 3 set of value, 5, 7, 6. In cells 2 3, 5, 8. So you can see 3. In cells 3 1, 4, 7. So again you can see 3. So it will count, because here X is our data frame value, it will count all the values. Okay. But suppose you want to display only separate column, so you can use print. First you select which column you want to see. Suppose I want to use month column, so first you select our month column, then you can use our count function. Okay. So here we selectively first you select your column and then we can display our data. So you can run this program. So you can see here it will display only 3, last 3. 3 means here month column, you can see only 3 set of value you can see. Okay. Now suppose here you want to see here same thing we can write in this style, x dot month dot count. Okay. Either we can use square bracket to select a column, either we can use direct dot. In dot we directly use month column. Same output you can see. I want to save and run this program here. So you can say again last 3. So same. So either you can use this style, either you can select a particular column using a dot. Otherwise you can use our simple in square bracket, you can select a column and all the values in column you can see. Okay. Suppose I want to change the axis. By default count function count only entire column values, but I want to row wise I want to count. Okay. So simply we can copy and paste. Here I am using axis is equal to 1. Axis is equal to 1. Save and run this program again. So you can see what is the new thing. So here you can see last time count function display 3, 3, 3, 3, because here column total 3 value, cells 1 3 value, 3 cells 2, but here I am using in horizontally. Here I am using horizontally because here I am changed the axis. Here I am using axis 1. Axis 1 means it count horizontally. So you can see here 0th row total 4 values, so it will display 4. In first row we can say we have total 4, and in second total we have 4. So horizontally we can also count, but here we must mention axis 1 because axis 0 is default index. Either you can use axis 0. Okay, so it will count vertically. So either you can use 0 or there is no need to use axis 0 because by default it counts vertically. Okay, so here you can see copy, I want to paste. Okay, so output of these two command is same because by default always axis 0 means vertically it will count all the values. I want to save and run this program again. Okay, so you can see the very thin line difference. Okay, so again you can see here x dot count means vertically it will count each column value. So you can see 3, cells 1 3, cells 2 you can see 3 values, and cells 3 you can see again 3 values. Okay, same command you can use in this style, but here I am using axis is equal to 0. So either you can use axis is equal to 0 or either you can omit. You can leave this because by default always axis 0 means vertically it will count. So same output you can see again. Same output you can see again. Okay students. But here new thing is here I am mentioning axis 1 because I want to see in horizontal counting of each row values. Okay, so here you can see in 0 you can say 4, here 1 it will show again 4, so it will 2 it will show again 4. So we must use x is equal to 1 because this is not a default, this is not a default. So x is 0 is default always, but x is 1 is, so x is 0 means we can understand in our language vertically, x is 1 we can understand this is horizontally. Or you here new thing is we can select also a particular column, okay, and directly we can use count, so it will count only 3, and you can use also dot style to select a particular column, so in this style you can perform. Okay, this is our count function. We can change, here I am using count, here I am using max, here I am using max function. Okay, okay, here I am using only max function. Okay, so we know very well the output of max function. I want to save and run this program again. So you can see, okay, so in this column, here month column, because M A to Z M always come after, so M, then 7 is highest value, then 8 is highest and 7 is highest, and same command you can write, so output is same March. Okay, because here A to Z M always greater, but and cells 1 again say 7, cells 2 8 and 7, same output you can see again. Okay, because this will give the same output. Okay, because x is 0 always default, but here I am using x is 1. So what is the in x is 1, so you can see it in x is 1 it will display the numerical value 5, it will display in this numerical, you can see it prioritize numerical, so it will display 7, in this it will display 8. Okay, so we have vertically and we can also find maximum in horizontally, but x is 1 you must use. You can select a particular column x in square bracket month, so it will display, because month so Jan, Feb, March, so A to Z M always come later, so here March, and same thing you can use in this style, so it will display March. Okay, now here I am using sum, here I am using sum, here I am using sum. Okay, so what is the output of sum? Okay, I want to save this program and run this program again. Okay, so this is very simple thing. So you can see the output of this sum. So sum means Jan, Feb, March. So you can see concat, it will concat all the values. 5 plus 7 plus 6, 18. 3 plus 5 plus 8, 16. 1 plus 5 plus 7. Because by default always vertically it perform. And you can also write x is equal to 0. So no problem. So same output you can see again. Okay. But I want to sum in horizontally, so here I am clearly mention x is equal to 1, but in this character and numerical, so it prioritize numerical, so you can see 5 plus 3 plus 1, so you can see 9 in horizontally, 5, 7 plus 5 plus 4, so you can see 16, 6 plus 8 plus 7, so it will give 21. Okay, so x is 1 always horizontally you can, but you clearly mention x is 1 for entire data frame. Here I clearly select month column, so in month column you can see Jan plus Feb plus March, because these are all strings, so you can see, and same command you can write in this style. Okay, so you can see same output you can see. Here I am using mean. Okay, so what is the output of mean? What is the output of mean? Here I am using mean. Mean means minimum. Okay, so I want to save and run this program again. Okay, students. Okay, students, this is your data frame. So you can see Feb. So in A to Z always F come before. So Feb, this is our minimum, but in our numerical 5, cell 2 numerical 3, in cells 3 1. Okay, but same output you can get because x is 0 is our default. You can mention or you can also omit. Okay, so same output you will get. But if you want to see in horizontal form, so this is our horizontal data. So JN531. But here string and number, so it will prioritize numerical. So you can see 1. Okay. Now in second Feb 754, but it prioritize numerical. So you can see 4. In Feb 678, so in numerical you can see 6 minimum value. Okay, now I want to select month column minimum. So you can see F, because A to Z, F always come before. And you can same thing you can write in this style, same output you can see again Feb. Okay student, so you can see count, sum, max, mean. Okay, here we have two functions, variance and standard deviation. Okay, so we can use variance. Okay, so here I am using variance. So variance always for numerical columns. Okay, so I want to say run this program. So you can see this is the variance. So you can see 576, variance 1.0, 358, variance is 6.33, 147, variance is 9.0. Okay, now we same output you can see, because x is 0 is default, so either you can use, either you omit. Okay, so same output you see again. But I want to see in horizontal form 5, 3, 1. So this, so you can see 4.0 variance. 754, so you can see 2.33. 687, you can see 1.00. This is our variance, because here I am mentioning x is 1. X is 1 means in horizontally you can see variance 531. 4.00, 754 you can see 2.33, 687 you can see 1.00. So horizontally you can see. Okay, here I am mentioning horizontal form. Okay, it show vertical form. Okay, by okay, here I am using by default always. Okay, vertical always in by default. Now here I am using standard deviation. So here I am using STD. Okay, so I want to save and run this program again. So you can see the standard deviation. Standard deviation means this is our variance. The square root of variance, we can say standard deviation. Okay, so you can see 576, 1.00, 358, you can see 2.5, 147, 3.0. You can see this is our 169. So square root of 169, you can see 1, 2, 3. And same thing you can write, either you can use this style, either you can use this style. So same output you can see again. But I want to see in horizontal form, so you can see 531. So you can see 2.0, 754, 1.5, and 687, 1.0. Or we can say this is our variance. So square root of 4, we can say also 2. 4.3 square root of 5, 1.5. Okay, so square root of variance, it will give standard deviation. We can also select a particular column, because the numerical we can use x. Here I am using suppose cells 3 column, and I want to see variance. Okay, and I want to see suppose standard deviation also. Okay, for a particular selected column in vertical form. So you can here okay, here dot is missing. Okay, I want to save this program and run this program. So you can see, okay, here you can see 9.0 of cells 3 means 147. So it will give variance 9.0, and square root of 9.0 it will give 3. So we can understand the square root of variance standard deviation. So here was cells 3 147, so 9.0, but standard deviation 147, so we can say 3.0. But we can understand the square root of 9 will give standard deviation of cells 3 column. So this is square root of cells 3. Okay students, thank you so much.